Hey guys, it's Scott. I mostly do Warhammer and sometimes I do TV shows and movie reviews. I uh, I just watch it and I tell you what I think of it. I don't I don't like to do like a deep breakdown, so I'm not gonna break down every little thing. I'll just give you the short version of my thoughts and uh, leave it there. So today's like my one day off, so I'm gonna record this now. I haven't watched the full series. This is like a 18 episode review. I watched the first like 18 episodes. Uh, Not very good. So I got some pictures I found. It was a lot easier to find pictures of this show than the other ones. So I have no idea how popular this one was. I actually have no idea how popular Frontiers is. I don't see anyone talking about it. Uh, I think some of the characters ended up in the games, but it's hard to remember that far back. But anyways, I've been watching this. I've been binge watching it, trying to finish it. Hulu told me it was the third one down, but I'm seeing that it's 4. So I guess I skipped a season. So hopefully my review doesn't change that much. Usually with Digimon, if you skip a season, it's not a big deal. Usually. So, it's not very good. The first season was amazing, very beautiful. I would even go as far as say it's poetic, and with a lot of symbolism. The second season improved on some ideas, and was bad at other ideas. But for the most part, Season 2 was an improvement. Season 4, I feel like... It's funny, I feel like they spent more time on every episode, because everything's very flashy, everything... the show looks really good. Everything holds up. All the character designs are really nice. I like the characters. It's a really good looking show. The animation is top notch. Everything's pretty solid. My biggest problem with the show is just a huge drag to get through, and it feels a lot like Season 1, but I want to say dumbed down. In Season 1, they were like introducing how everything worked, and somehow Season 4 is even more dumbed down. So it's just a huge slog to go through, because I am binge watching it. And so let me start the let me talk about it. So these kids get a phone call on their phone, and they hear a mysterious voice, and they go on this train. So all these kids are on the same train, and it takes them to the digital world. And the first 2 episodes are pretty solid, so nothing crazy there. And so they end up in the digital world. A lot of them just want to go home, and they start panicking. The boy in red and the boy in blue are like, yeah, let's do it. Let's explore this new world. Let's go on an adventure. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's cute and cuddly. We're going to be fine. And then the first enemy they fight, which I think was in the first episode, was like a 2-headed wolf that shot green flames out of it. And it wasn't really explained, but it's Digimon, it's fine. They don't have to explain everything. It's fine. And they had to find their Digimon partners. And in this show, it's the spirit. So they take the spirit of a legendary warrior that it was hidden throughout the digital world. They find the spirit of a legendary warrior underneath their starting point, and they transform and they beat up the three-headed wolf. And I'm fine with spirit evolution. I'm not really going to talk about that. The show is data, like ones and zeros. So if a kid finds like a power-up and he turns into the legendary warrior from how many years ago, that's fine. So every episode they go and find their spirits, and the spirits are in like the weirdest places ever. You'd think for legendary warriors they'd be like in towns or in tribes, but they're just in the weirdest. Like, I think the spirit of light was in a sewer for some reason, and I think the spirit of wind was like in a tree, which I guess can make sense. The spirit of wind being in a tree. The spirit of fire was underneath like a factory, so I guess that's fine. And the spirit of lightning was also in a factory, so two factory ones, I guess. So that's fine. And the characters are fine. So there are less characters than the other seasons. Normally there'd be like 8 of them. As you can see here, there's 5 of them. So there's less characters. But I think what they did was, instead of adding new characters, they kind of just smushed them together. So I think some of these characters have the job of like 2 or 3, and they're just kind of smushed together. Like, the kid has like every kid stereotype you could think of. The big guy has like every big guy stereotype you could think of, and so on. You know, the kid in red has every, you know, he's a go-getter, he's out to find danger, he's, I guess they decided to make him leader, but really he just went around telling everybody that everything's going to be okay, and they decided to make him leader because of that, which I guess is fine. So I'm like 20 episodes in, and something they haven't addressed yet was a bunch of kids were on those trains, and a bunch of those kids went to the digital world. It must have been like 50 or more, and their job is to find the legendary warriors, which I guess there's 10 of them. So I guess it's 50 kids, and they gotta find the 10 legendary warriors. And you can go home, but you have to like do these like quests to go home. So they haven't addressed the other kids in the show, so I'm not sure where they went. That I find interesting. That I don't have a problem with. I really do hope they go back to that and address that though in some way. Oh, one more thing about the story, because after 20 episodes, that's pretty much the whole story. What they told you in the first episode, they're telling you again in the 20 episodes. So far nothing's really changed. But the last bit of the story is the world is getting slowly destroyed by the minions of the bad guys. There's not a lot of them, but there are some bad guy minions, and there are some corruption here and there. And the cool idea, I really like the fractal code idea in this one. Basically, corruption is represented as fractal code, and they absorb it using their device, and they use that fractal code to rebuild the world. So they use corruption to build like train tracks and houses and trees and stuff like that. That I can get behind. That's cool. My biggest problem with the show is every episode is just a chore to get through. Maybe it's because I've seen the first two seasons. Everything feels familiar to me. Like the Digimon on top of the screen are new, but for the most part, every other Digimon is like reused, which isn't a big deal. I think Season 2 did the same thing, reused the same Digimon over and over again, but they're not used in like a creative way or like an interesting way. So in each Digimon has like, I don't know, like 2 minutes of screen time before you never see him again. It's not like Season 2 where you see every Digimon over and over and over again and you like memorize their name. So it's a pretty fast show, and it's I want to sorry, I didn't write a script or anything, so this is just off the top of my head. It's just a slog to get through. So yeah, I still kind of recommend it because the action's pretty good and the characters are good. It's not like the worst show ever, but it's just, I don't know. The fights are cool. So I think this is the time I'll switch the pictures out and show you what I found online. I did find a lot of pictures, and they make the show look good. So yeah, I'll say it one more time before I take the pictures off. Everything about the show is fine. The story is just really boring, and it's just a chore to get through. It really is. Like, in episode 15, they met one of the like kings of the world, and he dies right in front of them, which is a pretty cool moment. The first time they meet the king of the Digimon, he like dies in front of them. That's a cool moment. And then an episode later, they're like in a race for like hamburgers. And I think the second episode later, they're like climbing trees and they like fall down. And that's like the whole episode. So they went from like a pretty cool moment to like, I don't know, relaxing, I guess, and then I think the next episode after that, like episode 18, they like go on vacation, and the vacation episode is like a 4-parter or something like that. So I had to skip through like 4 episodes of the vacation because I'm not really interested in that. You know, you show me a world that's in danger, and then you go on this like 4-episode long vacation, and at the end of it, they get rewarded with another like power up. So they watch the king die. They go on vacation. They get rewarded for going on vacation, and now they're even stronger. Which, I don't know. When it comes to story, I want to see progress, and when I watch the show, it feels like I'm going in a loop, and that's my biggest problem with it. I'm only like 9 hours in, so maybe the 10th hour is when it gets good. So I think at this point I'll switch the pictures out and try to make the show look good. This isn't really a review. This is just like I don't know, me talking about stuff, I guess. I wouldn't call it a review because I haven't watched every episode. Alright, let me take this picture down and swap it out. The pictures are pretty easy to explain, so this shouldn't take too long. Let's see. This one's pretty good. I have no real complaints about it. It's honestly pretty solid art. It has, yeah, it has every character. It doesn't have the book Digimon, but it has pretty much every character, and it shows their like spirit evolution. So the art looks really good for a 2001 show, and the animation's really good. What you see here is what the animation looks like with these like bright colors and stuff. So the art team, I think the art team and the animation team absolutely killed it. So that's my one big compliment. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the first 2 seasons set up this thing where basically you can, if the Digimon exercise enough, they become champion level, which is like level 3. Level 3 is like champion level. And in this show, there's like ultimates running around everywhere. And ultimates are like, what, level 4? And the first 2 seasons are like, you can't turn into an ultimate because it requires too much training. You need someone to help you out, and then when you find someone to help you out, then you can become an ultimate. And an ultimate in the first 2 seasons were like a really big deal. In this show, they have ultimates everywhere, and they're like joke characters. So all the ultimates are like joke characters. So it's just, I don't know if the ultimates got nerfed or what, but I don't know. It's weird that the level 3s feel like more of a threat than the level 4s. That's just my 2 cents. So let me just, I guess my problem with this season is that I think there's some retcons in there, and it's not very consistent. It's not the worst show ever. I know I'm making this show look bad, but it's really not the worst show ever. But it's true that I don't have a lot of good things to say about it. If that makes sense. I don't have a lot of good things to say about it. I could talk about season 1 and season 2 for hours, but this one, I don't know. Dang it. Hold on. Alright, I guess that's as big as it gets. Okay, so this one shows off all the characters. See, there's the book Digimon. So yeah, this is every character in the show. So far, maybe they add new ones. But, yeah, I think this was a pretty solid one. So if you like, I really like these art, I really like the art. The art is really solid. I think they did a good job with the art. That's something I won't ever complain about. The art is very solid. Let's see. I think I got like 2 more. And then I got like 2 more, and then I guess I'll stop the video. Let's see. There you go. So yeah, I think these are Tokomon. That's kind of like a shot in the dark. I want to say these are Tokomon. So Tokomon just running in the background, hanging out with people. People are pretty rare in Digimon, but I think they show up enough times for Digimon to know what they are. I think Digimon know what people are, but they are still considered pretty rare. One of the episodes, they have a Digimon school, and in the Digimon school they teach about like the human world and stuff like that. So I feel like they know what they are. It's just I'm trying to repeat myself, but yeah. This is just a picture I really like. And the guy in blue is like the tough guy, warrior, I only want to be by myself kind of guy. And you can see him reacting, you know. But yeah, I can't really review this picture, I just really like it. This one's just, there's nothing wrong with it. This is the sort of thing I wish they did more. Because most of the show they fight like one or two guys and then the episode's over. But this stuff here I wish they did more often. It'd be really cool. Oh, and that reminds me, the theme song for this show kicks ass. The theme song's great. The rest of the music sucks, but the theme song's great. But like the music during the fights and the music like while they're walking around, while they're talking, the music that shows up while they're doing quests, that sucks. But the theme song's great. So yeah, this show had nice ideas, but I feel like it falls flat. But I'm hoping, I got my fingers crossed, that after 20 episodes, it gets good. So yeah, I am gonna start working again later this week. So maybe I can finish binge watching it. Maybe I can't. I'm really hoping to get to the later seasons, because I haven't seen those TV shows since I was like 12. So it's been a few years since I watched it. So yeah. And if you guys are wondering why I like Digimon, it's because of this. I know Pokemon has the same thing, but I feel like Pokemon makes it creepy. This is a lot less creepy and it looks more natural. So I feel like Digimon did it better. And at the time of recording this, I was told Digimon is actually trending right now. So there you go. Digimon is trending and made a video. Alright, I think that'll do it for now. I got a lot more videos to record. This one will probably get like 0 views, but that's fine. I just want to get my thoughts out there. Digimon Frontiers, not that good. But still a cute show, I guess. Alright, thanks for watching. I think that sums it up. Bye.